Hey everyone! We're back with more Monster Prom! Let's see if I can get Damien. Because he's the only one I haven't, like, fully attempted to romance yet. Okay, I always play Oz, Vicky, Brian. I have not played Amira at all, so...
Let's start a fire!
I love her. Okay. The close reality show would be people in positions of power must face all sorts of questions relevant to their field, and if they fail, they lose their jobs and society wins. 8 rich people fight in weekly challenges to see who's the best at giving money to you. 12 experts on the various arts of seduction live in a house where they must face a common challenge, seducing a potato into marriage somehow. I feel like that one's fun. What is your soul emoji? The emoji that speaks the truth. Oh, I had this one last time. I feel like that one. What would be a deal breaker for a potential lover? Person is boring, person is mediocre, person lacks taste, hates the outdoors, is a coward, lacks manners, lacks taste. Alright, come on, Damien. I mean, not Damien, Liam. See, I'm thinking about...
Let's do this!
I've already romanced Damien. I keep thinking about my demon baby boy. Oh. That day while rehearsing for the class play, it's as though the muses themselves have descended to give you a figurative oral sex. Your performance is intense and inspiring. It will be remembered for generations, which is pretty rad by high school play standards. You gain +2 creativity. You notice Damien and Liam arguing as intensely as they are stupidly. I love Damien's armor there. You're not unique. I'm fucking unique. You wish. I'm unique like a snowflake made of flash frozen tears. Well, I'm unique like a snowflake made of flash frozen. Fuck you! I'm so unique I eat garlic with every meal. Big deal. I'm so unique I've got a tattoo of the baby Jesus on my ass. I'm so unique I let my victim suck my blood. Weak. I'm so unique I go to church every Sunday. Hey, I'd do that too if I wasn't allergic. Would not. Would too.
What a noob.
Bite me, Aluturd. Don't tempt me, Mustafa loser. This could go on forever, and if it does, you'll never get to smooch either of them. It's up to you to put an end to this debate once and for all. You suggest they decide the issue by number of Instagram followers, tomb robbery contest, number of Instagram followers. I'm sorry, wow, I'm already messing up with Liam. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, Instagram? What the fuck is that? I'm going to throw out a guess here. Is that a social media network? What the fuck? He spends literally every afternoon in the cafeteria just taking food pics for Instagram. He's just messing with you for the sake of winning this argument. Oh, that explains it. Listen, outsiders like us, we don't use social networks. We use anti-social networks. Like, see this one? It's called Loner. I've got 0 friends on it. Ha! Is that all? I've got -1 friends. Well, the last image I posted got over 1,000 dislikes. Oh yeah? Well, you clearly solved nothing. You decided to make your escape before you're caught in some kind of indie implosion. You lose -2 creativity and -1 charm. No, but I got some love from Liam, so that's good. I just hit my desk.
Let's do this!
I want to know who voices Amira. Where's Liam? Oh, the little dinosaur that says Kiss the Cook. I never noticed that before. You find Liam taking a picture of his food and Scott taking a picture of also Liam's food. Yes, Scott, snap away. My artistic plating is too magnificent to ignore. Artistic what? I'm playing Pokemon's Go, the mobile version of the hit Pocket Humans video game. What do Pocket Mans have to do with my food pic? There's a level 43 Bernard Henson hanging in the middle of your plate. Here, take a look. Scott, why does your phone show a tiny human doing pottery on top of my eggplant ravioli? You mean you didn't know, you don't know Bernard Henson? Wow. He used to be a chartered accountant, but now he's decided to pursue his dream of being a world-famous potter. That major life change has made him a super rare pocket. Humans almost never follow their dreams. Well, I don't care how rare he is. His presence is spoiling my pristine food pick. Spoiling it? But pocket humans are way cooler than a boring old food pick. You take that back! Uh-oh. Tempers are running a little high. Like, it's up to you to settle this dispute. Scott's right, Liam. Why take a normal cliched food pick when you could take a food pick of Scott capturing a Pokemon off your food pick? Scott, look over there. There's a Stuart Hogarth on top of that pile of mashed potatoes. Stuart Hogarth? The strongest accountant-type Pokemon in the game? What does it even mean to be strong accountant? Is he, like, really good at math? No, he's just super buff. The buffest accountant I've got to have him. Scott bounds across the cafeteria and practically dives into Gary Gremlin's mashed potatoes looking for a Pokemon to capture. Do you think he actually knows how to play Pokemon's Go, or do you think he just likes diving into people's food? The two of you debate the question while you help Liam line up the perfect food pick. Later, he lines up some very hot pics of you.
Let's do this.
Who voices Amira? We'll go to class. That day, you listen to your elders and learn a valuable lesson. Sometimes after all that monster nonsense and the dating gimmicks, you forget that attending class is supposed to be the primary activity at this high school. You gain +2 smarts. Later, you see Liam beaming to himself. Liam beaming? It appears that my application to write for Virtue magazine was received and accepted. I knew my pitch would hook them. Imagine the edgiest, most irreverent article subject you can think of. Now, double it. That's my article subject. You see, I used a writing technique on them called lying. It's very effective. Up until they call your bluff. Now, I've got to actually write an article, and I've got no idea what to write. You, save me from the consequences of my actions. Suggest an idea that lives up to my own hype. Passionate argument about the legalization of recreational chimera toxins. A chilling expose of the pastas industry's griffin trafficking. Ah, yes! Magizoological... I feel like I said that right. Welfare is a very hot topic right now. And I just had a griffin pasta the other day. And it was delicious. But if the suffering of the griffins is greater than the deliciousness of their taste, then this is something the public must know about, specifically from me. Soon thereafter, you see a piece in Virtue by new correspondent Liam de Lioncourt. Griffin pasta, delicious but deadly. From the Griffin, not for you. For the Griffin, not for you. I can't read. Wait, does this mean you have to stop eating Griffin pasta? Whatever, you gain +2 smarts and +1 bold.
Let's do this.
Library. That day you spend some time on the library's PCs playing some good old online poker. Gambling seems like a stupid and dangerous decision, but who cares? This time it paid off, so fuck it. You gain +2 money. Later, you see Liam rolling his eyes at his phone. You ask him what's up before he can roll them right out of his head. I'm having trouble with my status on Facebook. I expressed a positive opinion about bug manicures, which I obviously meant ironically. And now my so-called friends are responding with blatantly unironic pictures of themselves with centipedes glued to their nails. I know being aloof and misunderstood is my brand, but I want to be misunderstood on my terms, not theirs. What kind of status could I post that would be idiot-proof? Flat out post that everyone currently reading this status is idiot. Vague blog for your life. Vague blogging is a tricky proposition. But luckily, I'm a master of the blogging arts. The trick is to reel people in with an intriguing premise, but make it absolutely clear they'll never know what it is. Worst day ever. No, I don't want to talk about it. I'm so sick of this. But I don't kiss and tell, or fight and tell. I'll do something like, it's all your fault, you know who you are, and then a high-heeled shoe emoji. No one can possibly misinterpret that, because there's nothing to misinterpret. Boom! Vague blogging is always the simplest and most direct solution. You gain +2 creativity and +1 bold. My charm is like 2. Like, what is happening?
Let's do this.
My charm really flew out the frickin' window. You approach Liam and Vera at their table, but before you can sit down, Vera holds up a hand.
Pathetic.
Stop. This is the cool people table, where only cool people are allowed.
So mainstream.
I would agree with what Vera just said, but agreeing is something only uncool people do. Wouldn't you agree, Vera? Nice try, Liam. But I think we're getting away from the point. This interloper still wants to sit with us. Well, if they want to sit with us, they're going to have to prove that they're as cool as we are. But without, like, trying to prove it. Trying is so uncool. So, what's it going to be? Well, I guess I'll be going then, because there's no way anyone could ever be as cool as Liam. Let me ask you this. Would an uncool person be giving Vera 50 monster dollars right now? Wait. Was that sarcasm? No, of course not. Amira was clearly being totally sincere. There it was again. Are you two doing this on purpose? Now, why on earth would we do that? Ugh, I can't tell whether you're being sincere or ironic. It's so cool. Everyone knows clear and efficient communication is the least cool thing of all. You wooed me with your open disdain for language. I can't tell if you're being serious or not. Exactly. Vera and Liam invite you to sit with them and chat. By the end of lunch, none of you have any idea what anyone else meant. So cool.
Let's do this.
Outdoors. Okay, first of all, my outfit is fucking cute. That day during recess, you start a half-hour rave that goes full crazy. You have no idea how it escalates so much, but at one point there are like 300 people. Someone summons demons from a nightmare dimension. The consequences might distort the fabric of reality itself, but who cares? It's a rad party. You gain +2 fun. But Liam isn't paying attention to any of that. He corners you afterwards to lecture you on Instagram filters. What no one seems to understand about filters is that they're not about making pictures better. They're about making pictures browner and harder to see. That's why I use my own proprietary filter for almost all my photos, Infinite Taupe. It's also probably why I only have 6 Instagram followers, but we must all make sacrifices for our art. In any case, I have to go. There's a dead rat in the parking lot I simply must document. As soon as Liam's gone, Miranda peeks out of an air conditioning duct. Goodness, this situation is even more dire than I thought. If Operation Make Liam Popular Again is to succeed, we must get started immediately. What's that? Why, yes, of course, you're part of my operation. I unwillingly force people into my service at all times. Oh, you want to know why it's called Operation Make Liam Popular Again? Well, he's been alive for, like, centuries, right? I'm sure he must have been popular at some point. I'll check the history books later. There's no time now. Phase 1 is getting Liam more Instagram followers. I took the liberty of having my royal spies discover the password to his account so we can give it a total makeover. But what to do? Use his account to post a bunch of porn and bomb recipes. Pay 1 million homeless people to follow Liam on Instagram. Ah, yes! Just as father pays millions to vote for him in our fair and democratic elections. In fact, I think I can cut costs by paying one of my father's clone smiths to simply replicate the same 1,000 people 1,000 times. You ask Miranda if she thinks this is ethical, but she's as confused about the meaning of ethics as she is about fair and democratic elections. Soon, the plot and the requisite clones are hatched. You run into Liam in the halls a few hours later. I am distraught. My carefully husbanded unpopularity is crumbling before my eyes. Look at all these followers. Look at their comments. Totally real account 66. I love you, Liam. Another equally real account. You're so obscure and avant-garde. The sentiments they are expressing are objectively correct, and yet, no, I cannot give in to the lure of the limelight. In spite of this, Liam seems to be enjoying himself quite a bit. You spend the rest of your day helping him curate his feed, gaining +2 charm and +1 fun in the process.
Let's do this.
Gym. I love that I set the dodgeball on fire. That day an epic dodgeball match takes place. Everything seems lost, but you deliver an inspirational speech that fuels your team spirit, leading to a spectacular comeback. You're clearly a natural-born leader. You gain +2 charm. Nice. Afterwards, Miranda beckons to you from a darkened corner. Psst! Co-conspirator, over here. Phase 1 of Operation Make Liam Popular Again was an overwhelming success. Liam is internet popular. Now we just need to make him real-life popular. And what better way than making him prom king? Unfortunately, when I asked him to run for prom king, he said, and I quote, "Never, never, never, never. Not in 100 years. And that's not an exaggeration, because I've been alive for hundreds of years and I've never run for prom king. So there you go." Which is clearly his cryptic way of saying he wants us to make him prom king. My first thought was to murder the current prom king after establishing Liam as his rightful heir, but I couldn't find any bloodline charts to work from. So I suppose we must engage in this democratic election the school's holding. Now, how can we secure one for Liam when he is opposed to running or making any effort to win? I'll dress up as Liam and give the best campaign speech anyone has given. Pay 1 million people to vote for Liam for their prom king. Ah, of course, election rigging, the old standby. I'll summon my father's royal vote buyer immediately. Silly me, how else does one elect a king? Later you watch the prom king election forecast. You're not quite sure why your school has its own prom royalty forecast or who pays for it. And it says that, unsurprisingly, Liam will win by almost 1 million votes advantage. I don't know what to say. Who knew there were a million monsters at the school who thought I should be prom king? Come to think of it, who knew there were a million monsters at this school? This burning in my chest, is this shame at having at last become mainstream, or is it joy? Nope, it's neither. I just need to drink somebody's blood. Catch you later. Liam does catch you later, and you take him out to get a fresh tuxedo. He's never looked hotter. You gain +2 fun and +1 creativity. You take your seat beside arguably the 2 coolest monsters in all of Spooky High. Here's hoping you can keep up with them. Vera, are you eating manticore steaks again? Yes, and it's delicious. Don't you know the amount of cruelty involved in the mainstream meat production industry? Yes, and it's delicious. Besides, Liam, you're a vampire. Don't you only consume things that are dead? Well, yes, I suppose, but it's always ethically sourced, organic, free-range, and human. The human population is out of control, and eating them is the most environmentally responsible thing to do. Listen, Liam, I happen to have a personal feud with every single animal I eat. I make sure to meet all of them first, and ensure I'm devouring only the ones I hate the most. It makes it extra tasty. Well then, surely you can inflict such pain without going through the cruel meat industry and supporting factory farming? Isn't home cruelty better anyway? You may actually have a point there, and if I get my hand in the pot, I can inflict even more effective and specific pain, and I bet there's a way to make money off of this too. Hang on. Somehow I ended up arguing against my own interests here. Liam, do you want to find innovative and creative ways to move society forward, or do you want to oppose cruelty like every other weak mainstream loser? You can actually hear Liam's brain shaking as he struggles between his desires to be perceived as ethical and his desire to be perceived as creative. Maybe he can step in and help out. The animals you kill may lose their lives, but what about their afterlives? Instead of letting their spirits go to waste as a byproduct of meat industry, let's serve the eternal souls as a side dish. Liam, animals are already suffering from ignorance. If Vera wanted to increase their pain, the best we can do is teach them the concept of death so they really fear their fate. Let's educate cattle on metaphysics. I feel like this one's better. No! I wasn't trying... The one time I'm not trying to impress my Gorgon waifu, I impress my Gorgon waifu. Perfect. I knew there was a way to monetize, and it keeps the animals from ever getting an eternal resting place. What the hell is it with Vera and animals? But now the cruelty is extending even beyond their deaths. Hell yeah it is! Thank you for getting the ball rolling on this excellent scheme, Liam. And thank you, Amira, for nailing down the specifics. Neither of you will get royalties, though. That being said, I will get you a double scoop of Rocky Road Soul with sprinkles on top. Yum, maybe? You don't know, you've never eaten a soul before. But it sure is delicious getting Vera's approval. Man, I wanted Liam's approval. Now I feel like he won't go to prom with me.
Let's do this.
We're gonna go to the bathrooms. Okay, so it did change. They burned... Okay, I see you changing. The day you skip class and just hang out in the bathrooms because you respect no authority. I guess some people just want to watch the world burn by skipping class and hanging in the bathrooms. You give +0 shits, but you gain +2 bold. With that out of the way, you hurry away to your secret meeting with Miranda.
Oh, how majestic.
Well done, co-conspirator. Operation Make Liam Popular Again is a rousing success. And for the record, I did discover that Liam was popular for a 3-month period in the early 16th century, so the name fits. All that remains is for us to wait for the prom and celebrate your deception? I knew it was too good to be true. My idiosyncrasies are remarkable, but they aren't marketable. This was all a cool joke, wasn't it? A bet between you two popular kids that they could make an outcast loser into prom king? Well, guess what? The circus is over and this clown is climbing into his tiny car and going home. Along with, like, 12 other tiny clowns if the metaphor holds, which it doesn't. If it was a bad metaphor. Goodbye. No, Liam, I wasn't trying to be mean. I don't have a mean bone in my body. I don't have any bones. You might check that affirmation later. Oh, fish sticks. If we don't do something to fix this, all our hard work and subterfuge will be for naught. But how can we make amends? Surely not with some sort of overwrought romantic gesture defying all logic. You tell Miranda not to worry. You've seen plenty of teen rom-coms. You know how this part goes. You need a grand romantic gesture. Race to the airport and confess your feelings for Liam. Before Liam boards the plane. Play a million people. No, that one. But Liam isn't at the... No time for reasonable concerns. You've got a plane to catch. You speed to the airport, charge through security, ram your way onto the plane to Croatia and pour your heart out. Liam, you cry. My more so undead companion, without you my heart is a ticking time bomb. To think I inflicted upon you the terror of popularity. What does that make me? Why, a terrorist? I am a terrorist. I swear to God, if this plane takes off with you still on it, my heart will literally explode. You had some more bomb-related metaphors ready to go, but this is about the time you get tackled by airport security. It turns out it's not a good idea to board a random aircraft shouting about how you're a terrorist with a bomb for a heart. It also wasn't a good idea to assume Liam was at the airport. He's not. He's at school and class, where you should be too. You've learned a valuable lesson today, which is that you're an idiot. You lose -2 smarts and -1 fun. Oh my god, okay. I feel like I'm gonna get rejected by Liam, and that's fine if I do. I fully accept if I do. This was not... You finally pluck up the courage to ask your beloved to go to Monster Prom with you. You and me? Psh! That'd be so predictable. Don't be a fool. Also, right now, I only date blue inanimate objects. Don't harass me with your narrow-minded and please respect my sexual preferences.
Are you serious?
Failing at Monster Prom broke the essential process of growing up in your life. You become fixated on it and you never become a functional adult. Now you're just an old person that sits at parks, talks to strangers about the time you almost got a date to the Monster Prom. It is as weird as sad as it sounds. Best at impersonating a plate of spaghetti. Best at being purple. Man. Well, you know, those 3 weeks were maybe the most epic and absurd weeks of our lives. After the Monster Prom, we kept on living our lives, falling in love, battling for friendship, and learning about who we were and who we could be. And you know what? Like it always does, life happened and it was wonderful. Liam kept doing art so hard that he eventually evaporated and became the concept of coolness itself. As he left the physical plane, the last thing Liam did was give everyone a condescending look. Vera realized she was a character in a video game, which infuriated her. She spent her life making connections and building power because she's not part of the game, she plays the game. So be careful. Maybe now she's the one pulling your strings. Miranda started a non-profit to help countries without a monarchy, because all countries should have the right to be graciously ruled by the Mer Kingdom. For those 3 weeks, Monster Prom seemed larger than life, and then it was gone, just like that. The battle for Monster Prom might have ended then, but there were plenty of battles left in that war called youth. But once again, we were young, unafraid, and we were ready to start. Well, at least I've officially attempted to take Liam to prom. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to put the airport thing, but I was like, you know what? What's the worst that can happen? That was the worst that could happen. But I think that's a good stopping point. Before I let y'all go, I do want to remind you, it is okay to start over. You are worth it. Have some water. Eat a good meal. And be the bad bitch I know you can be. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye!